It's yourself. Oh my God. I can't talk. I've been talking all day. Excuse me. One sec while I just check that I am in the right place and everything is working as it should. Meditation's coming. I seem to be a little bit fuzzy on Instagram, and of course Facebook's just not playing at all. Just another day of multi-streaming. Oh no, there we go. Okay, stop complaining. Getting there. Meditation's coming. Nearly there. Now, which way am I? I think I'm too far this way. No. Okay, I think it's all good. Did I go the right way? I'll check in a minute. How are you? Good, I hope. Hope it's going well. It's all right if it's not, but, you know, hope it's going well. Time for a bit of meditation. This isn't a class, it's just a chance to meditate together. It's part of the further emergence work I do. I'll explain more about that when we're finished the meditation. If you're an experienced meditator, brilliant. Can you just hang on for a minute though while I explain what I do, just for the benefit of people who are new to meditation? Because I've discovered that people are a bit embarrassed if they don't know how to meditate. I don't know why that is. I think there's just sort of this feeling that, you know, everyone's talking about it, it's all over the place, you should just know what to do, or it's a bit mystical or something. And that's based on people getting in touch and asking me, what do you actually do? So there's lots of different styles of meditation. This is just what I do. For me, it starts with why I would meditate. I'm trying to connect with a part of myself that I connect to every night when I'm asleep. Not the dreaming bit, the bit after dreaming. So I'm dreaming and then I drop out the bottom of dreaming into deep dreamless sleep, where I have no thoughts, no memories, no body, no stories, no country, no house, no nothing. I don't even have me, because I sort of cease to exist, certainly in the way I normally register my existence. So when I put it like that, that sounds awful. That sounds like death. Yet I love going to sleep, and when I wake up in the morning I feel refreshed. So some part of me knows that's a good place. So that's my intention when I meditate, is to go to that place, but just to do it consciously. So straight away, if you're new to meditation, first thing, don't lie down. If you lie down, you're going to fall asleep, and if you don't fall asleep, you'll battle sleep, both of which are counter to what the intention is. So sit up. You don't have to sit in a lotus position unless you're comfortable sitting in a lotus position. I'm just sitting in a chair. Make sure the chair is not too comfortable, or you'll end up into the sleep battle again. So yeah, a reasonably uncomfortable chair. As I said, there's no thinking in this place. I don't have any thoughts there. So I have to figure out a way to work with my mind, or to sort of part the curtains of my mind to get to this place, this peaceful, calm place that I get to each night. So what I do is I make an arrangement with my mind where I just say, hey, look, could you just not think for the next 15 minutes because we want to meditate? And at this stage, my mind is on board. It's like, yeah, okay, I've done it enough times, know the drill, fine. Because what I'm asking my mind to do is not easy. I'm asking my mind to kind of wait outside the door while I go into this place. So my mind it's not that easy. Now, if you're new to meditation, the first time you meditate is always interesting to your mind. So it'll be like, yay, meditation, great, let's do that. After about the 20th time, though, your mind can kick up a bit because it's boring. It doesn't like waiting outside the door. So if you find you're having a bit of resistance from your mind to developing a meditation practice, you can give your mind the sort of things that it likes. Your mind likes thoughts, concepts, ideas, that kind of thing. So read a few books, watch a few videos about it, just to get, give your mind something that it likes. And then it'll be on board. So first thing, get your mind on board. Then the next thing is to stop thinking. Now that is actually not that hard, because regardless of what the contents of my thought is, the structure is always the same. It's always pictures and sound. So if I turn off the pictures and I turn off the sound, that's it. I'm not thinking. And as soon as I do that, I'm into the practice of meditation. Now, the practice of meditation runs parallel to the intention of meditation. So my intention is to go to this deep, mysterious, profound, I'm trying to think of all the words that you use to describe meditation, still, Zen-like, you know, that kind of stuff. My intention is to go to that place. The practice of meditation starts as soon as I stop thinking. So it kind of goes, I'll turn off the pictures and I'll turn off the sound, so I'll stop thinking. Then some time will pass and I'll discover I'm thinking again. I go, oh, I'm thinking. Turn off the pictures, turn off the sound, I'll bring myself back to not thinking. Some more time will pass, I'll discover I'm thinking again. Oh, I'm thinking. Turn off the pictures, turn off the sound, return to not thinking. Some more time will pass, I'll discover I'm thinking, and so on. So the practice of meditation is every time I discover that I'm thinking, I bring myself back to not thinking. And I'm sort of drawing your attention to it because it's quite easy if you're starting out in meditation, and even if you've been meditating for a long time, to have the misconception that if you have any thoughts when you're meditating, you're doing it wrong. That's not the case. The two go together. The intention and the practice, they kind of, it's like a dance, they go back and forth. Sometimes you'll feel very deep and still, and at other times you'll be discovering that you're thinking. And both are powerful. It's very powerful when you're in that deep, still place, and it's equally powerful when you are discovering that you're thinking. But it's a bit more subtle to see the power, because what's happening is, if you're like me, the sort of things that you think about are very personal to you. So you'll be thinking, or for me, like, oh, why did I say that to that person? What am I going to do about that other thing? Where did I put that thing? It's always to do with me, right? Now, if I'm in the middle of that thought and I go, all right, I'm meditating, I discover that I'm thinking, and I turn off the pictures and I turn off the sound, I make that thought disappear. I stop that thought. Indirectly, what I'm saying is to myself, you know that thought that I was thinking a minute ago that I thought was me, and that it was me and I was it? Well, I just made that disappear. So I'm not that thought. In fact, I'm not any of my thoughts. I'm something else. That's pretty profound and powerful. And then the fact that I do that repeatedly during the course of my meditation, that's very powerful as well. So each has its place. And the main thing to get is to not add to your thinking by thinking that you're thinking too much, or that you're not meditating properly. All you have to do is, every time you discover you're thinking, bring yourself back to not thinking, and you'll be doing great. Okay? Now, while all that is going on, while all that's going on, I'm also letting go of tension in my body. So I have a system for that. I sort of scan my body from my head down to my feet and back up again. Anywhere I find tension, I let it go. And I use my out breath to let it go, because it's natural to just, breathe it away. But it's also a good way to bring my attention to my breathing, because it's quite easy to hold your breath or to stop breathing altogether in meditation. So using the out breath is a good way to kind of keep my attention on my breathing as well. The other thing is that as I'm scanning my body up and down, I'm paying particular attention to any structures in my body that go across or transverse. Mostly my body runs longitudinally, but anywhere that goes across has a tendency to accumulate tension. It's a bit like a log going across a stream. It just picks up all the twigs and the branches and the leaves that come flowing down the stream, except in my body it's tension. So I'm paying particular attention to my eyes, my jaw, my tongue, the base of my neck, my shoulder girdle, all my joints, they're all transverse sides, so my shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers, my heart area, my respiratory diaphragm, all my intestines, my pelvic floor, my hips, my knees, my ankles and my toes. Having a nice quiet room is very helpful when you're starting out in meditation. Main reason being, when you close your eyes, your hearing amplifies, and one of the things that can trigger thoughts is little noises. So the quieter the room, the less you're disturbed, the better chance you'll be giving yourself. The other thing I do for that as well is to help my mind have less things to think about, is I set a timer for how long I'm going to meditate for. So I'm going to set mine for 15 minutes, but if you're new to meditation, I'd encourage you to set it for a shorter time. Set it for 5 minutes and then repeat that 3 times. Reason being, 15 minutes is a long time if you're not used to it. I know that sounds crazy, but it is. And by around the minute 7, even with the timer, your mind will be thinking. So yeah, you're trying to help your mind. Okay, so let me just check if there's any questions before we get going. Somebody's saying, I like to put my thoughts in bubbles and let them float away. That's fine, but that's still a thought, you know. I encourage you to just get rid of all the pictures and all the sound. No thinking at all. Just come back to no thinking, because then you can drop into the mystery, go deep into this place we were talking about. Okay. Timer started. Off we go into the mystery. Okay, so if you feel like you went very deeply inside and you feel like you have to come back from that, then take that time before you open your eyes. Or if you feel like you can hold the inner space and the outer space, then just open your eyes. And if when you do that you feel like you lose the inner space, then you can just close your eyes again, reconnect. Oh yeah, there it is. Open them again. Oh no, lost it again. Close your eyes. You can use your eyes like a valve to equalize the inner space and the outer space. So as I said at the beginning, these meditations, these daily meditations that I do, are part of the further emergence work that I do. Further emergence is about growth, inner growth specifically. Our bodies, grow as children, adolescents, adult, and then they kind of stop. But we keep growing on the inside in consciousness, I suppose. And just like when you were a child, you might have gone through periods of accelerated growth. They're called growth spurts. Same happens on the inside. But if you're an adult and you go through an inner growth spurt, it can be really disorienting, and it's very easy to misidentify it as some sort of unnatural thing that's going on, because almost overnight your perception of things can change. Like people have described it to me like, I woke up one day and my life I didn't recognize it, or I didn't recognize myself in my life. It just didn't seem to fit anymore. And that kind of feeling of waking up, that can happen, in the supermarket or in a traffic jam. Sometimes it can present itself as symptoms, not serious, just debilitating. The sort of symptoms that put the pause on your life. That's another way it can present. Then other ways you can just feel stuck. That feeling of stuck, like building a pressure on the inside and just spinning your wheels. That's another feeling. Or it can feel like an acceleration, like everything's speeded up. The inner growth is speeded up. I'm changing really fast. It can feel quite isolating sometimes. It can feel like, yesterday I related to everyone related to me, we all got each other. Then today it's different. Nobody seems to understand what I'm talking about. They all seem to think I'm a little bit nutty, and I don't really understand what they're talking about, or don't relate to what they're talking about. So these meditations are helpful because they help to introduce you to your inner space if you're not already introduced to it. Meditation is very helpful in that process. I facilitate a Zoom group every week on Friday, so tomorrow. And that's where you can come along and connect with other people who are going through the process. There's questions and answers, there's a bit more in-depth meditation. It helps with that feeling of isolation, because you can look around and go, oh, okay, there's other people going through this, not just me. And then I work with people there one-on-one. So today, for example, is a day I work with people one-on-one all day. So that's a combination of talking, which is kind of in front of the scenes work, and then I do distance kind of behind the scenes work as well, which requires quite a bit of meditation on my part. So I pretty much spent the day meditating. All goes under this umbrella of further emergence. If that sort of resonates with you, if it's like ringing a bell, then you can follow along on the different channels. I'm on Facebook, YouTube and Instagram. Search for Further Emergence, you'll find it. Or you can go to the website and just read about it, furtheremergence.com. Okay, so thanks for meditating with me, and see you tomorrow for some more meditation. Bye. Excuse me.